Righto, what you see in front of me here is all the stuff I've got to take this afternoon for my afternoon's hunt. Obviously not all of it is just for the hunting side of it, but for me to make some of these videos, just about as much stuff I take for hunting is what I need to take again for video. So I just thought, well, I laid it all out because over the last couple of trips I've actually forgotten so many important things. I thought, bugger this, I'm going to lay it out and I'm going to make sure I don't forget something this afternoon. So I'm quickly going to go through basically what I take with me for this afternoon's hunt. Now this afternoon's going to be a sit and wait, basically on the edge of the property in fringe country. So I know the distances aren't going to really exceed probably about 500 whatever, and most likely probably the biggest target will be a fallow deer. So first of all, I will be taking my Seiko Finlight 308, and this is actually the Seiko 75 Finlight 308. Looks like a little 3-9 by 42 Carls. It shoots 150 grain SSTs, which I've probably got about a dozen in there. And I also load up in this bag, I also got just a couple of the 150 grain TTSX. I'm not a massive fan of these, but I do use them on sambar, especially in the thicker stuff. They tend to expand, well, they need plenty of power to get them to expand in my experience, and the 308, once it starts to get out a little bit too far, often it may just end up going through like a full metal jacket. Anyway, I'm not going to go into specifics of bullets, but next thing, binoculars, harness. When I'm walking, stalking, whatever you want to call it, I tend to use my little Zeiss FLT 8x32s. I absolutely love these. These are as best as you can get basically. They're light, they're small. I personally like 8 power. A lot of people like 10 and above. I've got a pair of Swarovskis, 8.5 ELs, and I like them when I'm sitting down for an afternoon sniping rabbits or something like that. They are just superb. Next, UHF radio. In this case it's a Garmin Rhino, so it does both things for me. It's my backup radio and also gives me GPS with topographical maps. My rangefinder, now I'm using a Leica 1600B. Look, I've had a few rangefinders, all have been Leica. And actually just about all of us use Leica rangefinders, and I don't very often recommend much electronic gear, but I've never ever had an issue with accuracy with any of the Leica gear. In most cases when we put them side by side, they're within a metre of each other out to their ranging distance, and the 1600B is actually, it tends to range beyond its actual 1600 yards. Headlamp, spare batteries. Now this is just a pruning saw. It's had plenty of work. It's actually just a Barco. You can buy these from most hardware stores, but they are great if you need to cut bone. Knives, Benchmade mini grip Tillion, fantastic little knife. And then just a fleshing knife, just a sword. That's sword with a V, SVORD, and just a steel of any form. I usually have ceramic sticks as well. In the summer, obviously you want a hat and sunscreen. Now, a lot of people say to me, oh, why don't you upgrade and get something better than just the steady sticks? Well, in all fairness, the way these pop out, they are ultra light. Basically, they're just like aluminium arrow shafts. But I can just drop them out of the way. You can lean forward or back to change your shot, and they take up virtually no room at all. I personally, and I know Lee, he actually probably got me onto them first, and he kindly made me a lovely leather pouch for it. So if you want any leather gear made, get on to Lee. He's the man for the job. The Icotec, the GC 500, I have my own calls on this, everything from dogs to deer to actual rabbit noises, so it does the job. Now the pack, I have a variety of packs. This one is the Eberle stock, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's just the X4. The reason I use this is specifically when I am carrying my spotting scope, and today I will be using that, and I'll mention a little bit about that in a moment, because I can put the spotting scope in one side, a water bladder in the other. If need be, not with all this gear I'm going to be able to do it, I can carry meat in this quite easily. It does carry quite a bit. It's got an aluminium frame. I wouldn't say it would be my number one pack, but it is its best purpose, I should say, is for carrying most of my camera gear quite easily, and there is a bit of gear. Now, a good raincoat, and there is a storm building. I half expect I might get a little bit wet this afternoon. The Stony Creek Stoats, I've got a couple of these. These are fantastic. Not only as a raincoat, but just fantastic for in the cold months. If you've got some thermals or something on underneath, these really block the wind well. Obviously, whatever clothing you need to suit the day. Now, many people carry the toilet paper. I love the baby wipes. I tell you, that's a step up in my opinion. Now, of course, my whistle, my Tenterfield whistle. Always have one of these around my neck. If I forget it, I'm pretty angry with myself when that does happen. Now we'll move on to camera gear. Now I don't have anything out of the ordinary, but basically just handy cams, just a couple of Panasonic handy cams there and there. My trusty old Leica Deluxe 4 is a great little compact digital camera. Obviously spare batteries for everything. A GoPro, that's only a Hero 2, it's nothing out of the ordinary. But lately I've been using, and I bought one of these new Sony, the FDX 3000. Good thing with this, it's got image stabilization, optical image stabilization in it, and I personally think it's a little bit better than the current GoPro. Selfie stick, that's a must. Now, we're testing the other little microphone on my iPhone over there as I record this, but believe it or not, this is called a Dead Cat. It's obviously it's a Rode microphone. I've had to repair it a few times. That's a must if you want to get half decent audio, especially windy conditions. Any forms of mini tripods, excellent. That's a little Manfrotto. Press a button and it just rotates around, opens out. Good little unit, not too heavy. And because Gorilla Pods, these are fantastic. Now if I'm getting into the long range stuff, in here I have my wind meter, Kestrel wind meter. Spotting scope is the Razor HD 85mm. It's a big unit, but look, the weight, yeah, okay, you got to carry it, but its optical capabilities are fantastic, and I love the thing. And it's reasonably compact. I've actually taken a standard the 20 to 60 zoom and put the 30 wide angle on it now. I find that's better for my filming. Phone scope adapter for my iPhone to click in and then clip onto that. Good tripod is a must for your spotting scope. And I usually carry another tripod as well for my cameras, depending on how far we're going, but you don't want something too heavy. Carbon fibre is the go. And actually this brand, I made this up, it's actually a Sirui, I don't even know how to pronounce that, S-I-R-U-I, so Sirui, don't ask me to do that again. And it's got, I found this head, the Gitzo is one of the better ones. It's just a single dial. When I say better for spotting scopes. It doesn't have the tilt, but you can sort of get that out in the legs. And then the remote for the phone scope, and that's pretty much it. But all that has to go in that bag. So sometimes you've got to be in the right frame of mind to want to do some video, but then again, every now and then I get the rewards and it's worthwhile. So there you have it. That's pretty much what I carry when I go hunting.